If you're having trouble setting up Pterodactyl or Pterodactyl wings on Unraid, you're in the right place. This guide should help you get everything up and running smoothly. All the commands and scripts I use in this tutorial are available on my website or in the video description. Let's dive in. But keep in mind that your journey might be different because ports and configurations can change depending on your machine. So try to follow my tutorial. When you get any pool or port errors, change them and still try to follow the tutorial. First up, I'm using Unraid and this tutorial is only for Unraid. I have also a CastOS video, you need to look if that works. If don't, message me, maybe I can make a tutorial or just help you out. I helped a lot of people and they got their Pterodactyl running now too. Install our database. We use Mariadb for this example. It's a simple database. For you it's gonna say install, it says action for me because I already have it installed. In this we're gonna keep it completely standard, so default settings. Gonna keep the port right here, root password, obviously give it a root password. This one you can give it a name whatever you want, just remember it, we need it to log in because it's easier then. And you also give it a password for the MySQL user and then click apply, it's gonna install and then we can get to the next step. The next step is installing AddMiner. AddMiner, I use it because it's easier to manage your database. With that, click on install. We're gonna give it a different port because when you click down here, you can see all of your ports. And I wanted to use Pterodactyl Wings, the 8080 port, so I gave it a different port. You can try the same, so 80 and 56. Just try the same. If it works for you, it's good. If not, try a different port. You're gonna keep it flat, and your plugins, we don't have any. So click apply and let it install. And then go on your Docker. In Docker, you're gonna go on AddMiner, left click on here on the icon and click on Web UI. You're gonna land right here. We use MySQL. In the server name, we're gonna go back and copy from Mariadb, copy this after the little arrow, paste it in here. The username is gonna be the root, and then the root password we set up before. And the database is the one we set up in here in the Mariadb. It's this one we put right here. It's the one that you gave in a name. So we're gonna put it in here and click on login. Click on the blank space up here. When we're in the blank space, we're gonna see every database. There's gonna be MySQL, those are the defaults, and then the one we created. And then there's obviously the Pterodactyl that I already made, but I'm gonna show you how you make it. And we click on create database, put it in here. I'm gonna keep this how it is and then click on save. It's gonna create a new one. I already have it, so I'm gonna go back. It's not gonna look like this. There's gonna be no tables, but you can just ignore all this down here. Just look up here where it says privileges. You click on create user up here. Give it this. Give it Pterodactyl user. And then the password. So for the password, just make one using password manager or whatever, paste it in here, save it. We need it later for the panel configuration. When we get to the panel configuration, we need to put it in the database password, save it, that we already had in here. So it's gonna create all these files. Next up, we gonna install a new app that's called Redis. It's for the actual Docker that we're gonna use, we need it. So click on install, keep it all default and just click apply. So it's gonna install. And then we're gonna set up the panel. Panel is pretty easy to set up. Pterodactyl. And we're gonna use with the blue icon, so the officials, it's gonna say officials. Pterodactyl panel, click on install. You're gonna land here. Give it a different port, I gave it the 8001. You can also do, I don't know, 8200. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna keep it at 800. All you can try the same. Keep this the same, keep this the same, keep this the same. Database host is your IP of your server, so just put it in here. It's a local IP, not in port forwarded IP. The database port is the database of Mariadb. So copy this, paste it in here, copy the port, and paste it in there. We already gonna keep all this. Give it the password we gave it in the database. So privileges, we put in password in here. Give it the same so it can log in. Then the URL of the panel is gonna be just copy this and then paste it in here. It's gonna set it up. And then the Redis host, it's just gonna be, you can just copy it from up here and paste it, make it true. On your installation, it's gonna say something at HTTPS here. You can just click remove. And if there's anything more, then I have right here, try to make it the same as mine and click apply. Gonna install and then gonna say, hopefully successful. It's gonna give you an error. Maybe try a different port or just message me on Discord and I can try help you. Now we need to install the daemon. Click on install. I'm not gonna do it because I renamed mine to Wings so it doesn't think I already have it installed. I would say make it Wings 2 so you can recognize it better. Keep it on bridge, keep it on shell, don't give it privileges. Then the port, I put it on 8080 and 2022. If you get errors, try a different port like 8081 or something. But we need to put it somewhere else. I'm gonna show you where. So when you change it here, you're gonna need to remember it and then paste it somewhere else. The rest you can keep the same and then hit apply so it installs. Now to actually log into your panel of your Pterodactyl, we need to create a user first. To make a user, we're gonna click on console of the Pterodactyl panel. So click on console, it's gonna make a quick window. In this window, you're gonna put in command in. I'm gonna leave it in the description. So this is the command. You can also try obviously writing it down, but it's gonna be in the description or on my website. I'm gonna make a new, I have a website, but on there I'm gonna make a new panel where I'm gonna have a documentation how to do this step by step. Now you click enter, make this administrator, and the rest is up to you. I'm not gonna make a new one, but it's up to you. Just you need to make sure that this one is gonna be an administrator. Close this, and now we're gonna get over to the Pterodactyl panel. Click on panel and then log in as the one you just made. Click on admin, or when you're already in here, you don't need to do this. Now we're gonna create a new allocation. Create new, call it, I don't know, Europe or German or whatever you want to. You can have it at your region, you can have it as anything you want. Then click on nodes, create new node. We need to change some stuff up here. CastOS was a bit different. You could just leave this here, but we need to change some stuff. First, give it a name. Description we can leave out. Then give it the allocation we just had. So location, put it in here. Make it public. Give it the same IP as your server. So put it in here. And then use HTTP connection. We're not gonna use SSL because we're gonna keep it private. And then we need to change the daemon server file directory. I'm gonna paste it in here. I'm gonna also leave that in the description or website. You can just copy that and paste it in there. Now when you changed the daemon port because it didn't work for you, so when you change this, make sure to put it in here too. It's most likely only the daemon port that you needed to change, so copy it, put it in here, and then give it also the disk space and stuff, allocation 0, but just give it some memory, give it some disk space, and then click on create node. It's still gonna give you the red heart because now we need to get over to the configuration. The configuration is made a bit different. We need to copy this here, or just make a new tab and keep this open. So we have the Pterodactyl tab and the Unraid tab. Click on terminal, and then we need to go in this directory, also going to be on the website or on the description. So cd mount user app data Pterodactyl daemons and etc. Go in here and then do nano config.yml. In here, paste your configuration. Oh wait, my panel closed. Paste it in here. Then on system, under system, we're gonna add these line of codes, also gonna be in the description. So it's gonna only have user and time zones. So in system, you're gonna add these line of codes, gonna have it in the description. And then when you scroll down under the last line, we're gonna add the Docker again, just like CastOS, my old video. We're gonna add the Docker and give it a new, I gave it 20 this time. Give it some new ports because it's already used again. So add the Docker, also gonna be in the description, and then just change these numbers, these, and these. Then click Ctrl S and then close this up. After you have done this, you can close this up, click on Docker, and then Wings, click on Restart. So it's getting the system, and then it actually should turn green. Quick addition, when you get errors in your Pterodactyl wings, sadly you cannot click on logs. Or you can after you have it set up, but sometimes you're gonna get errors like the pool is already used. When you cannot open this, try to go to this directory, to this one, and just look in there. There's gonna be a file called wings, and in there you're gonna see your errors. So I hope that helped. So with that, the tutorial is done. I hope your Pterodactyl panel is up and running and you can make servers now. I hope my tutorial was good enough so you could follow. If you got any issues, look on my website, maybe it's done a bit better there now, and head on Discord. If anything changes, I'm trying to change it on my website too, and bye bye.